You're listening to CBC Online at cbchs.org.
CBC Online, we are visiting with Mark Hahn, a 2002 graduate who is about to leave for the Persian military service in the Persian Gulf. And Mark, talk to us about the opportunity to come back here to speak to the students today at CBC.
Oh, it's really exciting. You know, I come back here just to see my family and stuff, and I got invited to come speak to the students and give them some information about naval aviation and flying for the Navy. And it's been a dream come true, and I'd like to inspire that dream in some other people.
So talk to us about how did you get from CBC to actually flying being a fighter pilot in the U.S. Navy? Talk to us about the path you took.
Sure. Went to Notre Dame after CBC, graduated from Notre Dame in 2006, came back here, worked in the civilian sector, and always wanted to fly and always wanted to do military service, and no better way to learn how to fly than to have the government pay for it, but the government's more in debt. So in 2008, I went to officer training school in Newport, Rhode Island. Then I moved to Pensacola, Florida for flight school. Finished primary, intermediate, and advanced tactical jets down in Pensacola. Received my wings in February of 2011, and then moved out to Whidbey Island, Washington, to fly prowlers and growlers for the Navy.
Well, so much going on in the world. Period. I mean, the fact that you're signed up to become, signed up to be a Navy fighter pilot. How, is there any nerves at this point? I mean, are you pretty much trained to do what you need to do? But going into the military at this time of our history, a little dicey.
We're ready for it. I trained 4 years for this, and very confident in our training. The Navy has some of the best training out there, and we're ready to go take care of business.
Talking about flight school, a lot of students are very interested in maybe pursuing, the flight school, but it's a very different, one of the more difficult schools in the military. Yeah,
certainly is. Has a pretty high attrition rate, and you come to CBC, and I remember taking trigonometry from Mr. Quigley, and a lot of us were, are we ever going to use this? I use trigonometry every day, and it's something I didn't expect. It was more difficult. Flight school was more difficult than any other school I had ever gone to. More difficult than CBC. More difficult than anything I took at Notre Dame, and just requires extreme persistence and studying. If you're having thoughts of going to flight school and having it be a party on the beach down in Pensacola, I drop those at the door, because it's studying on weekends. It's waking up at 3 a.m. to go in and fly. It's working 15-hour days. It's a lot of work.
Recently, you graduated from the University of Notre Dame. And you had the opportunity to do a flyover at one of the Notre Dame football games. Talk to us about that experience.
Yeah. I got contacted by Notre Dame back last summer, and they asked me to come do a flyover. So we flew down, me and a few of the guys from the squadron up in Whidbey Island, came down and flew into Notre Dame. Did the flyover, got to be on the field for the game, and got called out onto the field at halftime. Got to say hi to a lot of my friends in a very cool way.
And finally, what are some of your memories of your CBC experience, particular teachers or anything that happened while you were here at CBC?
Sure. I mentioned Mr. Quigley and his taking math classes from him, but again, I tell you what, the ones that specifically stick out are the religion teachers, Mr. Krause and Mr. Hamer. Particularly the spiritual upbringing that I got, and the reinforcement of that at CBC was particularly great to have, especially in days days in the squadron that are tough, and some of your friends might not come home.
And lastly, what are you going to talk to the students about today? What is your message?
Well, I'm going to talk to them about our mission, what we're doing out there. Our aircraft has a very particular mission of electronic attack. I won't go into all the details to bore you, and I don't know if I want to start putting classified information on the internet, but I'm going to talk to them about just what my day or what my life is like. What are the positives? What are the negatives? And try and get them excited. And hopefully, spark some interest in naval aviation.
Okay, that is Mark Hahn, 2002 graduate, Navy fighter pilot. We'll check you next time.
Thank you.
CBC, Men for Tomorrow, Brothers for Life.